someone was telling me, is it West Nile Queens or Queens of West Nile? So she will be telling us more. But all in all, it's also a lot because we have a lot of stories coming in from other parts of the region. Talk about the FUFA Big League, talk about the Allied League, which is the Super League, which I'm talking about the Uganda Premier League, then the International, even the Continental, and then home. The international stories are all around, of course, coming through. All in all, I want to say it's going to be interesting to discuss because we are discussing about women football right there. So wherever you are, it's going to be so big for you to make sure that you join us by that is following and making sure that all goes well. Now, with me is Linda Susie, the usual suspect we keep sitting with every time. Susie, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Owen. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, viewer out there, and good afternoon, my colleague Fuel, that is already in the house, that Owen will officially introduced. And wherever you keep be catching us from, we're already in the house. We say time 2 to 3 every day, and today happens to be the Tuesday edition of West Time.
First time in that is West Nile TV, and she is the CEO of Queens of West Nile. I don't know what it takes to become a CEO maybe in there, but she is right here. So I don't want to introduce her just like the way you say, but she will be telling you more about herself because the name I know maybe you may not. But anyway. Let's have, that is Miss Perry in the studios. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Owen.
Tell us, CEO, how did it reach there anyway? How did you reach to get the CEO post?
As appointed by the club president and the director from being a players chairperson.
Okay. Susan,
yeah. You always
But all in all, we want to talk about women football. Yesterday, but one, we did receive the president of FUFA, Engineer Moses, Honorable Engineer Moses Magogo. He did say a lot about football, and out of that, we did also see talks about the women league or the women football. Now that's one big thing that we shall be starting with. But before we get there, Perry has been a footballer before. That is one. The little I've tried following up, and she is now the CEO. Why did you leave football?
I still do play.
You play football actively?
Yes.
You have a license?
I do.
Which club do you play for?
My own club.
CEO and the player at the same time. How does it feel anyway?
Okay, because the role of a CEO really requires a lot, so I don't really, because I feel I now have something to do with football, so I step down and give opportunity to the others. Because
now, just imagine you're in the pitch, and then you miss a chance. And then your player is also watching, and after there you needed, this was a crucial win. And what will you even tell them?
Of course, she has to come up with an excuse. You know, football is football. Anyone can miss any chance. I've never seen Ronaldo missing.
Ronaldo is not the god of football.
Even if, but he's a legend, I should say. I've never seen him missing a crucial penalty. So, I mean, that is that.
Okay, let's start from there now. First of all, tell us about your career in football. Before even, maybe you could have inspired somebody, or you could have inspired you, or someone who want to be like you.
Okay. Football, like, I love football with passion. I've played it throughout my life, in my primary, in my high school, up to campus level, because you know in our country, I think if you look at all sports, it's football that can give you a chance to study and play in terms of bursaries in school. So I think that's why I focused a lot on football, because I needed to get the opportunity to study further up to university level.
And that's what has propelled you there. So you didn't have anything like, I want to do football to reach somewhere. You just wanted for bursary, and which you did. Now you don't want to think about football, but again, you've gotten yourself being appointed in football.
No, That's not the case. I think football for us, it's in the blood. My dad was once a great footballer in the region. So
Who is your dad? Who was your dad? Or who is your dad?
My dad
Because
is...
you said what? Because when someone is a great footballer, trust me,
Everyone should know.
I should give a name, yes.
My dad is Mr. Findro. Hello, Moses.
Okay, so because of that, he inspired you.
Yes.
Which level of football did you play?
Up
Or
to
which level have you played so far?
University games.
Which level did you play? Anyway, now let's look at this. I want us to turn focus away from there. Have you ever achieved anything apart from bursary, from football? Ladies football, women football.
I think winning trophies for my club in a whole year, like having 3 trophies, and being a ruling champion for a period of 2 seasons. To me in football, it's a great achievement because it's not easy, especially for the ladies.
Okay. Susie, no, I'm not asking you whether you played. I'm trying to say, what does such mean for a woman, for a girl, for a lady? Because very many people would love to play, but their parents, I don't think, allow them to play because they feel it's not a game for women. Maybe gender equality, I should say, something of that kind would be coming in. She will talk about it. But about this.
Maybe before I go into this, she just told us plainly they won trophies and were reigning champions for 2 seasons. I really want to know
with which club?
Exactly.
Which school? Which club?
Which university? Which club?
MOBS, that is MOBS when I was doing active football, but my own club, our own club, Queens of West Nile, we have a full season trophy throughout the year since there are limited leagues or tournaments. But each time they organize, at least I can testify we always come out champions.
Coming to what you actually said about the parents are sometimes not being in support of their female child going into football. Basically, I think that is one big thing that is killing football in West Nile, I would say. Because if you look at other regions, just like we discussed yesterday, there are a lot of ladies that are really big from football. But there are a lot of ladies in the central and other parts over the country, probably, that are doing very well in football, that have gotten to cross borders because of football and all that. So basically, I think parents really need to come through and support this. And that basically will come through when, of course, we get into sensitization of parents, sensitization of the community out there to get to see that we tell them, I think, the importance and the achievements of football. And in a very huge step, a very huge walk of life like this of sensitization, you know, it takes a lot to do sensitization of convincing someone to accept this, telling them the advantages of this, the goodness of this and all that. Basically, for it to be easier, it would literally come through very smoothly when you get such examples at hand, just like Perry. Let's say we get Perry on board, we move with them out there. She can personally testify to the parents out there, especially when they're doing those sensitization activities, or when the different stakeholders out there in West Nile that are going to embark on supporting the women in football, when they embark on sensitization activities out there, they really need to get to Perry that will move hand in hand with them so that parents out there, the community out there will get it direct from the horse's mouth over how it's very important or how the great achievements she has gotten through football. I think basically through that it will be a little smooth, but outside that it's going to be a hard road.
Okay. Back to Perry, of course, on one or two things. That is about football itself. Is football hard? Is it a hard game?
No, it's a fun game.
Fun game. Why didn't you go for netball?
In my own view, I feel netball is kind of boring because it has too much whistles, it takes less time, the pitch is small, it has restrictions, so that's why I prefer football. It's a fun game.
Okay, a fun game to say right there. And of course, if you look at what exactly you've gotten yourself in, Queens of West Nile has a lot that we've heard about them, launching different things, one or two. In fact, in West Nile, this is one name that that is trending. Why Queens of West Nile? Why not any other name?
Okay, why we chose to use that name is we want to be a family as a region. We don't only want to look at Arua as itself, since it's our home, but we take ourselves as a region and a family. And it's not that because it's called Queens of West Nile, we only have players within West Nile, no. But we just want to we just want to feel proud of our region. We want to lift the region.
A very great one, and very big challenges that keep coming with the football aspect in everything. Very many clubs are defunct because of one or two reasons, and one of the biggest reason is because of money. Two, they don't get monies because they don't have funds, they don't have support. Is this the same to Queens of West Nile? Or you have enough donors who give you crazy money?
Not really, but at least the executive team for Queens, I can say, are a bit of educated, literate. So we plan ahead of time. We plan ahead of season.
Are you telling me some of these teams have people who are not educated?
I'm just talking about Queens.
Because no, but when you say like that, there's that someone's going to say, okay, maybe because our team is not this, that's why we are. Are you going to tell me Diofa Hills is off because maybe the leaders are not...
Okay, pardon me, it may be my choice of words, but like I'm proudly saying it because I belong to the executive team, so I really know, I learn a lot from
because you people are educated.
No, okay, we have more experience. We have people who have been in the field, they have love for the game.
Okay. Yeah. So where do you get your monies to make sure this runs? Because I'm meant to know. Queens of West Nile even have jerseys or replicas to make sure that the jerseys they are seasonal ones. And how? Because you don't play to see that you get money. I don't see so much leagues or so much tournaments that you people are playing to generate income. How much funds you have, we don't even know. Okay,
we personally get monies from our own pockets, like our personal source of monies in the executive team. But once in a while, when we're stranded, we reach out to the public. There are those who have followed us ever since we started in 2019. They step in and that's how we push.
Okay. Now, 2019 to date, Susan, there's one thing that you could say about this, because do you see the sustainability of this? Because today, if Madam CEO fails to have that money and they're supposed to travel to, let's say, nearest Midigo Calvary, and they're playing a team in Yumbe, the president's number is off because he has traveled abroad. The rest of the team maybe have also, let's say, bankruptcy issues. Now, what happens? What do you think that will be like?
She was about to say something before, I think we did cut her short, where she said they plan ahead of time. So basically, I think if they're going to be having, let's say, friendlies, or if they're going to be having a tournament somewhere, just like you had said in Yumbe, I think the early plans help cut in all these other issues that might come through, the bankruptcy issues and the rest of the stuff. So basically, I think our planning ahead involves also planning in for the transport, for the transportation bit of it, the feeding, accommodation and all that, in case there is going to be a game up front. So I think the planning ahead bit of it helps solving all and cutting all of these other issues that could creep in, the bankruptcy, the phones being off and all that. So basically the plans, I think, help in curbing all these viruses.
Maybe I failed to understand, but it's okay. Let's look at how your structure is. Since you plan ahead, which is a very good thing, do you plan for the whole season and make sure that the monies are gotten in there to make sure that maybe you have a team that will allow, it's just a matter of picking the money and dropping it there? Or what do you do? Because how is your structure like?
Okay, we can choose to plan for a whole season. That is, what we normally do is we say each month, each executive has to contribute something. So we have a backup money that is
always in the office,
yeah, that should always be in the office. But at times, of course, times are hard, so you can't get what you've expected, or your expectations may be beyond. So we don't do seasons, but at least we get information that such a tournament may be. So we make sure that we always keep in touch, we're informed, we're updated, so we can plan ahead of time.
This is a very young team that is coming, 2019, this is 2024. How many years are those? 5 years? Yeah, and you're doing great job. And there's a scarcity of leagues. How do you handle your ladies? The scarcity of tournaments. Even the district does not organize those. How do you handle? How do you keep them fit? How do you keep them active? How do you prevent them from the hungry lions?
Okay, this is how the whole club runs. During school times, we make sure we personally hand over our players to schools. We go sign on their behalf as parents, because most of these players are under our care. We pick them from the parents. We have their consent letters from the parents to show that they're entirely with us. Because we not only get them involved in football, take them through education, we also treat them as a club. Most cases we do. So we make sure we plan the whole season, like for a whole year, because this is a young girl, it's a girl child, so girls are a bit complicated to deal with. So what we do is we know we have 5 in Secret Heart School, we have 4 in Kawempe, we have 3 in different schools across the country. So what we do is we keep in touch with the coaches and the head teachers of these schools to make sure that we check their performance timely.
Okay, so you look at that. How good is that for the development of the football, at the same time the development of a girl child?
I think it's quite very interesting. I actually got some little bit of excitement when I had Kawempe and Sacred Heart, because I know these are basically schools, especially that give a lot of time and a lot of attention, and they do a lot of investment when it comes to girl child education or the girls in football. They literally do a lot. If you look at most of the female footballers we have in the country, or even these ones that have crossed the boundaries, try to check their track, check their previous. You'll get that on their CV somewhere, somehow, Kawempe gets to appear. Kawempe gets to surface somewhere. So basically pushing the girls through some of those schools that understand that importance. I think Kawempe recently even won a tournament somehow in the central region. They were the champions. So basically pushing these girls through such schools and all that. For us in Arua here, which other school is there that promotes? Okay, recently they do that. Jofe girls, we did see them being the champions. They did beat Mvara and all that. And another school that I also see that do invest a lot in girls football is these are schools in Moyo and Germany, the BIS and Moyo Stars. We did see them as the overall champions of regionals in the post-primary ball games last time. So basically, I think pushing these girls through education so that they don't only focus on football, so that they don't only have the brains over, I think, this is only about football. No. When it's time for football, they are the other side for football. When it's time for a business coming to class and all that, this, I think, they're doing a very wonderful job pushing the girls to schools that also look at both football and education. I mean, that is a plus.
So what about moments of holidays? What do you do? And secondly, how do you source out these girls?
Okay, thank you. When they're for holidays, of course, they come back home to us, because most cases we also transport them from school back home. So when they are home, we know that they're home. Most of them, we reached out to the parents to tell them that, okay, this is our program for the holiday. We want these girls at this time for training. So we keep them busy with training from morning, then afternoon. So, and then how we get to source them is, in most cases, we use referring method. Maybe we identify Susie as a good footballer, then we talk to her. If she accepts, we tell her, come along with your younger sister. We can teach her how to kick. So that's how we get our players.
Scarcity of clubs is one big thing I can say in here. Ladies team is, I don't know when Susie is starting hers because she talked of one.
But
But no, I'm just saying. But how many clubs do you think are in Arua City? Arua City, or even let's say Arua City and Arua District. Ladies clubs. Your club and maybe others.
Roughly, the biggest number that has ever participated in Arua are 6 or I think 7 to be exact.
7? Can't there be 7? Can't 7 teams do a tournament? Or a mini league maybe, or a tournament, let's say.
They can. The challenge is the financial bit coming up. You know, when you organize these tournaments or league, the club is expecting something. So the club is expecting a jersey, the club is expecting maybe allowance for the players at the end of the day, the club is expecting maybe an award to motivate the girls because they get to play chancely in a year.
So how much often do you involve the sports in here, the DFAs, because this falls totally under them in the DFA, and there are always many budgets that are allocated to these DFAs for different, right now as I talk, FUFA is getting the lion's share of the sports money, that is around 17 billion that was put there, but 14 billion is given to sports, which is football. And football, which has the football for men, football for women, the kids league, you know, a lot of things. Have you ever risen up one day and like, you know, this is what we're supposed to do, and we feel our ladies should play in a league? Now, DFA, what should we do?
Thank you so much. What we always do is when they organize the ED Cup, the New Year Cup, the Christmas Cup for the gent, we give a call to the DFA. I'm always on Apangu's neck. I tell Apangu, why do you always think about the gents? We are also here. So I think it's only for the past 2 years that has not been happening. But when we were new in the system, we made sure all those leagues were played alongside the ladies as the boys do their
Before I go further, what did you learn from the discussion with the Engineer Moses Magogo during the weekend that you can want someone to really know about? Okay.
I learned about the financial constraint of which we thought before his visit, of which we thought it's just the district people like not doing it the best. But I was glad that I directly heard it from him saying that it's a national thing, so it shouldn't worry. They're doing it the best. They'll make sure that there are changes in this coming season. So that's what we're looking to.
There's that agenda being pushed. It's called the community club. That is a community club agenda that is ongoing. Susie, do you buy that idea?
A community club, I think basically that is directed to making sure that the clubs or the club owners come through to the community and ensure that the community feel that they own this club. Everyone gets to be attached to the club. Everyone gets that feeling of belonging, togetherness, and all that. Basically, I think that literally works out, by the way, especially when it comes to finances. When it comes to issues of a financial constraints where you need to reach out to the community out there, you need to reach out to the public for help. People will help willingly, where they will feel that this club is ours, we belong together, we're together in this and all that. It literally helps, by the way. I would be in support of that.
Okay. Now, for us, some of us, we've been there, but we support. Now, there's one big thing I would love to say. Are you people ready to give this club to the community?
Very.
How much funds do you have? Or how many? Do you believe you have a database maybe of your funds?
At least I'm convinced that we have the biggest number of friends. Like, let me just give you an example of the Elite qualifier. We literally lost all our games. We played 4 games, we lost the 3, but the fans shocked us more than the players did. So it's on the last day when the players realized that they're really disappointing the fans. So when they gave the fans the 5 goals that they conceived in the 3 matches, I think the fans were like, these are our girls we know. The previous games were not played by our girls. So that alone has taught us a lot.
A very great one. You went to Allied League, and it was not an easy one, probably, I should say, because there are no leagues you people are playing here. And it is one thing. So what did you learn from there? What was one of the challenge, or what is that you learned you felt you needed to bring into the team of the West Nile Queens?
Actually, Elite League made us know that we were lacking something that we didn't see as a club by then, because it's the second biggest. If you qualify to it, you get to play across the country. So when the Moyos and Ajumanis beat us, they've been beating us in the regionals, but we still looked at them as our equals. But in the elite, we got to realize our weaknesses. So the first thing is we have our captain, that is Aria Masi. She plays for Nigeria, I think. So she didn't come for the game. Our girls believe in her so much. So we realized that when there is a game changer, or there is that one player that everyone relies on, the day she will not be there, things will turn off. But she said it was a good lesson to the girls. They were able to learn that they can play without her. So we got to know our weaknesses as a club. There were a few things that we were lacking, of which we have polished them out, promising this coming season.
If one, if two, if three has always been another big one, and if cloud. So, wow. But all in all, it's getting nice, I should say, because that is it. But for me, I don't believe in Swansea is not there, the game may not. I don't believe in
that. That affects, it's actually a mentality that a lot of clubs have. They feel without the so and so, they're not going to So that has really affected in a lot of clubs, by the way. Just like she has said, that their girls have always believed that without the captain they can literally not do anything, but she actually tried them and they did play without her. So basically, that is not only, by the way, in her club. A lot of clubs face that. Even on Luparaka here, we've ever seen people blaming that. People look at the lineup and they're like, now so-and-so is not there. I don't know if we're going to pick this win and all that. So basically, I think that bit of mentality should be kept off players. Because it drains them a lot. You find results are not coming and all that simply because you believe if so-and-so was there, we would do better. So that belief is quite a very bad one.
All right, a very bad belief that has always been a right from different people. Now, of course, we should be